My name is Lanya Fertility Perkins, and I just want to talk about topics today. One of the topics that people always want to know because I am intersex is how do you feel of being a woman born with a penis instead of a vagina? And honestly, that question I want to answer for you. Um, Just because I was born with my sexual development disorder as a baby and I was born with it, I don't feel as if it just makes me unattentive to find the same meaning of love that I deserve, you know? I feel like just because I have a birth defect doesn't mean that people will have to view me differently or take account that, yes, you have a penis. So, who would want that? Because it's like, I mean, I'm not here to show you that obviously I'm happy. So it's not like it really bothers me on that type of subjects where people try to make it seem, but who will want you? You're a female with a dick. Who will want you? You're a female with a dick. Who will want you? Um, because I found it's not like it's supposed to, like, because, of course you hear like stuff like that, like when you're growing up and, and you're developing yourself and becoming to who you are and becoming a woman that you are and growing as the woman you will become or, in that type of journey. So it's like all it taught me was just a lot of self-love for myself, because I love my penis. It's the best thing I ever have. I have me, I have the stories I've told with it. There's journeys that I've experienced in relationships just because I have a penis. And there's relationships that told me stories also just because I have a penis as a female. Do I feel like I am not a full woman? No, because if you honestly observe me, I am a biological woman. I just have a sexual development disorder, and I was born with a penis instead of a vagina. I learned that part of life is that I have to accept my condition and I have to love myself and embrace it because I don't want to have a surgery of changing the disorder to like changement to my sex organ because I'm proud of my sex organ. My sex organ is just my own sex organ. It's not like I need to go around telling the world that yes, I have a penis. It's not everybody's business, it's my business, and it's something that I have to take account in because I was born like this. I wasn't like medically designed like this. I was physically born like this. So this is basically me, just being myself, not me hiding or me just growing into a development stage in my life as gender dysphoria. This is just me being myself as a woman that I am. And yeah, so it's like, part of relationships, I learned that, like some relationships taught me lessons on top of lessons, like, like some bad, like dramas, because I wasn't picking the best choice of men to get in relationships with, so it's like, finding that right man, which took dedication and a lot of focus to finding the right one. So that way I can live my life and explore my happiness with him and fully account for being happy because that's everybody's goal in life is just to be happy. So, so because I have a penis, do I feel like I am disadvantaged to another woman? No, I do not feel like I am disadvantaged. Just because I have a penis doesn't mean that I am basically a center of dysphoria, yes, I have, since I have a male genitalia speaking, basically, so, I don't feel like it's a big judgment on my peace in life. I feel like it's a judgment on society where society still is developing and understanding about people's new scenarios that take place in people's life and how birth defects happen every day. And there's always one child that has a birth defects. I read a study that said 1.6 million kids are born intersex, and that's just as many redheads as in the world. So, it's really common and it's really rare. So it's not like something that I have to hide myself behind and feel like I won't find love, because the truth is I can still find love. And the truth is I will find love. And I love myself enough to find the love that I deserve. And I'm determined enough to find the love that I will get. So, I feel, what else do I see in the scenario of because I have a penis? Like, yes, I understand, like, some men won't want to be with me due because I have a penis and I have balls. And, they won't want to be with me due because of those scenarios. But, and my understanding is, if you're going to just find my genitalia as the only reason to get in a relationship with me, you're not the right partner for me due because sex is more intimate on every level, not just what's between your legs, So, yeah, So, in career-wise, have I had challenges due because I have a penis instead of a vagina? Of course, there's always people's negative quotations thinking, well, you have a penis, so does this make you a man? Or does this make you, like, what does this make you? Like, because it's like you have a penis and you're a female, but, because they're like, well, all those cultural things, where people feel like, well, if you have a penis, does this make you more of a man, or what does that make you really? Because it's like, but the truth of the scenario is, like, just because I was born with a penis doesn't mean that I'm a man. It just means I was born with a penis as a female. And that's just the reality of truth. What else have it taught me? In social life, in school where guys would try to get with me, they will always try to, like, determine what's between my legs, by looking at me, of course, but, what I mean? It's pretty obvious, like, I'm female, so it doesn't really matter what people else think in that terms of what's between my legs, because it's not their judgment to speak on. It's my judgment. It's my life. It's my happiness, so, it's not like I'm supposed to mask myself for someone else's happiness. I'm supposed to be true to myself and love myself unconditionally, because that's what I need to do. I need to love myself unconditionally. I need to embrace that I'm a female born with a dick, and I need to love myself unconditionally, not feel hatred towards myself because I was born with a birth defect. Growing up, because I grew up with a penis, I did put in the motion of, like, that transphobia type stuff, as, like, trying to live, like, with me, like I told you guys in another video, that I just lived my life as, like, a tomboy female, like a tomboyish, so I just had, like, short hair, and I just lived my life as that. But everybody all knew that I was a female biologically, and everybody could stand on the point that I was female. So, I had to be myself, because it's all about me being myself and loving myself conditionally. So, it just embraced on a whole new journey for myself of self-love, basically. Yes, of course, that I have people in my life that try to say negative quotations on me, like, like, am I an abomination to the Lord, and would God love me, or would God accept me because I have a birth defect, or or stuff like that type of nature, or what would people think? It's not what people would think, it's what's the true to my heart and what I know for myself to know for myself. And yes, I was born with a penis, but it doesn't mean that God won't love me because I was born with a birth defect, And for people who are in the transitional life story too, you know, who are transitioning to, like, God will still love you in your journey, because if God put you on that path, God made you, there's a reason for that path for you to go on. You know, there's a story that needs to be told, and there's a story that's waiting for it to happen for you when you learn and you go through that path. So, you know, of course, I'm spiritual, so I'm not gonna do all those beliefs into those types of, you know, topics. You know, I'm spiritual. I'm a spiritual woman. You know, so I believe in the spiritual terms of life, and I make my own happiness, and I fell in love with the God that I fell in love with, and I know God is all powerful, and I know God makes no mistakes. And I know God fully loves me and fully embraces me as the woman that I am and the woman that I will become. So, you know, I also call God my husband too. I call God my husband too, because he's my king, he's my husband, and he's my, before I have any other man in my life, I have God, and God's my first husband. He's my first, my main, and my priority focus. So, you know. And then, of course, you know, in the physical world, you know, I have the physical man that I'm reaching to obtain, you know, so. But I don't really feel that in a social deferment that because I was born with a birth defect that it makes me less than a woman or it makes me less than a human because I have a penis instead of a vagina, you know. And when relationships, people judge it like, oh, well, I don't want to be with you because you don't have this genitalia. If you had this genitalia, then I would be with you. It's like, I'm fine if you don't be with me. I made it very far in my life without someone trying to tell me, well, if you're going to want me in your life, are you going to want a man like me in your life? But if you want me, you're going to have to cut off your dick and make it into a vagina, and I will be into your life. And honestly, I made it so far without a lot of guys, and I could make it so more farther with a lot more guys. So, you know. So it's like, it's just one of those journeys that you have to take in, you know. And yeah, of course, you know, being a female with a birth defect, it's like, how do you tell your friends this? You know, how do you tell like family members this? How do you tell coworkers this? I don't tell coworkers my business because coworkers are not my family. You know, coworkers are coworkers. They don't need to know all my business really, because it's my personal business. It's not their business to display. It's my business, so they don't need to like make judgment remarks based on the fact that I have a birth defect as a female. So, you know, so of course, you know, like that just makes it more challenging in the aspects of growing, basically, you know. So it's just one of those journeys you have to fully embrace and take full steps in and just love yourself unconditionally. And being an intersex woman has taught me so much strength, you know, like just because, like, think about it, like all the stuff that I encountered by being just a woman with a birth defect and being able to stand strong to here today to speak that I have a penis between my legs and I was born with a penis instead of a vagina, and as a woman, and to be able to feel strong and empowered and loving myself unconditionally because of that aspect, it makes me feel happy. um the background noise, I know it's distracting, but it's just my niece. You know, she's playing a game with her cousin, so, and her grandma, so, you know. But, you know, it doesn't make me like less than a woman. It makes me a woman that God designed uniquely for a purpose. And that's how I take it. I'm not less than anybody else. I'm more capable, just like everybody else is capable of finding love. I'm just as capable of growing a career and sustaining a good career. I'm just as capable of finding the romance that I deserve and everything in that aspects of living my truth and living my life. So, you know, I just hope there's someone that takes inspiration that says, yes, if you have a birth defect, it's okay. It's okay. There's a million of us just like you. You know, there's a million of us just like you. You know, so if you found one person that now you can relate to, I'm the person that you can relate to. You know, I was born an intersex woman and I have a penis between my legs. And how does it feel? Like I told you, it just feels like any other organ, you know, like just feels like any other organ, you know, honestly. You know, it just feels like it's just a genitalia, you know, it's just the organ between my thighs. It's not my whole features of my whole life story, you know. It's just one part of my life. It's not everything in my life. Like it makes everything in my life. It makes only one part in my life, not everything. So, you know, it's just one of those journeys that I had to learn to accept in my life. And I'm proud of all the progress I made. I'm proud of the friends that I call family members that I've created in my life and the circle of environment of people I put in my life. And I enjoyed the people who I took out of my life also due because of their own negative decisions and due because it's not healthy for me to constantly beat myself down for faults that's not my faults. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would I beat myself down for a fault that is not a fault? You know, it's a creation that God created me, and God created me uniquely as his purpose for me to love myself and for me to grow as the woman he wants me to be and find my truth and speak my truth and help someone else find their truth and grow in their truth also in their journey in their life too. So that's how I see it. What else can I say honestly? You know, like it's just one of those journeys that I have to embrace myself with, really. You know, like honestly, like I love it. You know, like I love that I was born with a penis, you know. I love it. I wouldn't trade it in for a vagina because I don't need a vagina to make me a woman. A vagina doesn't necessarily make me a woman because in intersex community, like sometimes being a female, you can be born with a dick, like I said, and sometimes being a man, you can be born with a pussy. So it's just one of those things that our vagina hole is what way you want to call it too in a professional standpoint too. It's like one of those types of things that you just gotta love yourself with, you know, because it's like it's not everything. It's not the whole big picture of life. Not what's between your legs is your picture of life. It's one part of your picture in life, you know, because I'm still biologically a woman. I just have a male genitalia, so you know. So it's like I had to accept that, and I have to grow with it, and I love that journey, and I'm following my destination, you know, and I speak my truth. So if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.